See, I didn't claim I'm a scholar. I'm still learning, right?
I'm not a scholar either, nor am I. But I make sure
You
to have
have
the
a
source
computer.
material written. So what? So do you.
Because you are inviting people, you have to be prepared. I don't.
Did you hear what he just said? You're running a live stream. You're running a show, so you have to be prepared. I don't. Brother DT, welcome to the stream. You are aware of blah. You are aware of the topic for today, correct?
Yeah. Hello. Hey, what's up?
How are you? Good to see you,
Yeah,
brother.
I've been hearing this conversation for a while, and I think both allegations from that. I think Muslims will say Christians are dishonest. Christians will say Muslims are dishonest, which is fine. Which has always been a war going on.
That's always how it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But what I want to clarify, I know you like to take a neutral opinion. You ask ChatGPT and take neutral opinion, so that is good. That is in good faith.
Wait, say that one
So
more time.
if you do, when I've spoken to you before, and you said if you want, we can take a neutral position, asking ChatGPT and see what's the truth, which is for me is honesty. Means is yeah, you want to see the truth as well. So I'm that is why I keep coming back to you, Sam.
Uh-huh.
Now the question about is Prophet Muhammad in the Bible?
Mhm.
We Muslims believe Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is mentioned in the books that were originally revealed to the prophets, not necessarily the New Testament or the Old Testament that we have today. Having said that, I think the previous brother Muslim rightly said that there could be a lot of inference to Prophet, alluding to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Now, if you don't mind, to make my argument, can you use ChatGPT to have a neutral opinion?
Well, I mean, ChatGPT is going to be as neutral as you make it. I don't listen. I went, and I'm going to make this clear once and for all because I don't know why people keep mentioning it to me. You have people like Lily J who are literally.
I'm not going to put. I'm not going to put anything that he just says.
Oh no. I'm not worried about that. What I'm saying is that I don't care about the neutral stance. You can use whatever you want. At the end of the day, it's about honesty. It's about intellectual honesty, right? So I don't care. My question to you is, can you prove that Muhammad is in the Bible? That's it. It's not about anything else.
Yeah, I can show you there's a lot of inference to the Bible. You might disagree. What I'm saying is because you say Muslims do exegesis in the Bible, not exegesis. That's what I'm saying. If you use ChatGPT to have that neutral opinion, probably we can come to some common ground.
Well, sure, we can try to come to common ground, but I don't know why you keep mentioning ChatGPT. I don't need it. If you want to use it, feel free. It doesn't matter. It's completely your call.
You want to use it now?
You can if you want to.
Now, I've used it. That's why I'm asking you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So can you use a prompt saying, as a neutral historian with no religious affiliation or bias, can you analyze a few verses in the Bible and I'll give you which verses? That's going to be the prompt.
Go ahead and use it and then read me what you get. I said I'm not going to use it. Go ahead and then give your answer, and I will address your answer.
The answer is going to be only one. That's going to be Prophet Muhammad.
I'm sorry.
The answer is only one. Prophet Muhammad.
What about it? The answer is only one.
Yeah, and that is Prophet Muhammad. And this is a neutral prompt without any bias, and I give a few.
What was the question?
As a neutral historian with no religious affiliation or bias, analyze the following verses from the Old and New Testament and identify which individual historical figure could these be pointing towards. Base your analysis purely on historical evidence, documented actions, and characteristics of known individuals. So I'm making it as neutral as possible. I'm making it a level field for all of us.
Right. And what verses did you put in there?
I put verses from Genesis, Deuteronomy, Isaiah, John. Yeah. Mixed everything.
Okay. So you're saying that you use ChatGPT and it told you that those verses could only be talking about Muhammad. That's what you're claiming.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, brother. You are talking about, I don't know why. I don't know what your interest is in using the AI. If that's how you like to do it, that's fine.
No, I can defend them without AI. I can defend them without AI.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're
making it a neutral field. That's why, because you'll say I'm biased. I'll say use your.
No, I don't care. At the end of the day, nobody is going to look at what you're saying ChatGPT says and says, oh, like, here's the thing. If you can say that, and you're free to say whatever you want, so long as you're respectful, which you are. But my thing is that no matter what you say that ChatGPT says, at the end of the day, that's not going to convince anyone that either A, you're telling the truth, or B, because you can say that you're making it neutral. You can say this is what the prompt says. But at the end of the day, you got people like Lily J making. But what's funny is that you've had Christian apologists.
I don't listen to Lily J. You don't have to refer. I don't listen to.
Okay. Okay. Listen, yeah. I want to finish what I'm saying. I very quickly lose patience when I'm interrupted when I'm speaking. So give me the same respect I give you. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to explain to you is that you can say that you have not manipulated your AI. I don't care what you do with your AI. The point that I'm making to you is that you can tell me whatever you want, but I have seen Christian apologists look and run the same questions that Lily J does. And the reason I keep bringing her up is because she's using it in a way that she's trying to make it seem like the exact thing that you did, where she's saying, I've never done anything to ChatGPT. And when I ask it this question, it tells me that what makes the most sense in religion is to be a Muslim. And then you will have countless others ask the same exact question as she did, and it will give a completely different answer. So you're appealing to an AI that it's fine if that's what you want to do. But at the end of the day, you had to come point by point and tell me what it is that you think Muhammad is in, because there is no way that unless you have in some other way manipulated the engine, that it's going to tell you that it's Muhammad. There's no way. Not if it's being intellectually honest, because ChatGPT has access to what every historian has said. And as I have made clear on this stream, there was not a single rabbi, scholar, Jewish or Christian or early church father that ever once spoke of some person, some Arabian man who was going to come centuries after the events of Jesus Christ. So again, if you want to prove to me that Muhammad's in the Bible, I don't want you to appeal to some random answer that you said that ChatGPT said. I'm asking you for your true scholarship and give your sources the way that I always demand on this show. So what is it that you think is your strongest case for Muhammad being in the Bible? That's my question to you.
Right. The reason why I gave you the proper number read myself, because again, you would claim that I have manipulated the AI engine. That is why I gave it to you, so that you can use your programmed engine and run and see if it gives a different answer. Trust me, it won't, because I've run this.
My programmed engine doesn't do anything. No, I'm explaining to you something so that you have the knowledge before you say it. Because my programmed engine, what it does, my programmed engine, you know what it is used for? It is used for titling, YouTube videos, descriptions, hashtags, tags, and analyzing transcripts of debates. That's what it's used for. I have used it to find. Okay, so
analyzing verse. That's exactly what I was saying. Analyzing verse. That's nothing. Exactly what you do. That's what I was giving you. Nothing else.
Okay, so what is your claim? What is your strongest claim that you think means that Muhammad's in the Bible? That's all I want to talk about. I don't know, guys. What makes you think Muhammad's in the Bible?
Yeah, I'll continue. Secondly, your argument that no early church fathers or historians ever claim Muhammad was in the Old Testament, that's the same argument the Jews also bring, saying that Jesus is not in the Old Testament. That's why they reject Jesus Christ. So every religion will reject the next prophet. So it doesn't. If people rejecting someone doesn't make that true. So
that's actually blatantly false, because not all Jews rejected Jesus Christ. Actually, the thousands of people that accepted Christ were Jewish, because Jesus himself was also Jewish. Yes, some Jews rejected him and some did not.
But thousands is a small minority.
There was only thousands of people. The population was a lot smaller. So you can laugh it off.
But they still wanted to kill him, didn't they?
Okay, brother. I'm gonna say, listen, I'm trying to, oh God, maybe I'm just being too kind. I don't, listen, brother, Muhammad is not in the Bible. Prove me wrong. I don't want your explanations of Jesus Christ or the Jews or anything like this. I'm asking you a question. Triggered? I'm not getting triggered. I'm asking you to be respectful, right? The topic is Muhammad is not in the Bible. Address that and only that. I don't understand why this is so hard. Okay, so where is Muhammad in the Bible?
I am just saying, be consistent with your applications of logic.
Okay, DT, I'm being consistent. I have spoken nothing of Muhammad not being in the Bible since I started.
Let's go to Isaiah. Okay.
Thank you.
Isaiah 29, verse 12. It's a prophecy. Now you tell me, who can this allude to except Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him?
Isaiah 29:12. Yeah. That's what you're hanging your head on.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's dismantle Isaiah 29:12. Supposedly a prophet about Muhammad, ladies and gentlemen. What does Isaiah 29:12 say? And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. That's what you're talking about? Because I guess you're alluding to the fact that Muhammad is illiterate, so that's what you think they're talking about, right? Now, here comes a wild loop. I'm sorry?
That's not the bit.
Okay.
That's not the bit.
Then what is it?
You make your argument, I'll explain it.
I'm sorry?
You make your argument, I'll explain you why that was.
Okay. All right. So here comes a wild leap for Muslims, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to claim that this is about Muhammad in the cave and that we supposedly said, I cannot read, right? And upon being commanded by the angel, even though he could not read. So let's look at what this actually is. The full context of Isaiah 29. Let's read verses 9 through 14. The entire chapter is talking about judgment on Jerusalem for their hypocrisy. Verse 11 says the vision is like words of a sealed book, not given to someone because they cannot understand it. It is literally a metaphor for spiritual blindness and not a literal prophecy about an illiterate Arab man 700 years later. But here's the real kicker. The one being told to read is a symbolic representation of Israel's leaders rejecting the revelation being given to them. There is no figure here that is being prophesied. The passage is part of a Hebrew poetic critique of the Jews' own failure to listen to God like they had so many times throughout history, right? This is not a sneak preview of a 7th century camel merchant. I'm sorry. Now, the fallacies that you used here, my brother, were the cherry picking one, without a doubt, because you ripped one line out of a whole prophetic oracle and you pretended that it was about Muhammad, ignoring the context entirely, right? You also tried to make an equivocation and saying that because it said the word read in Isaiah, it was being twisted to the parallel ikra in the Quran, 2 different languages, centuries apart, and zero connection in meaning or event. But the post hoc that you actually did here was incredible, okay? Because just because Muhammad allegedly said, I cannot read, and Isaiah talks about a man saying, I am not learned, doesn't mean that the two are prophetically linked. There's no correlation there. That's like saying that anyone who says, I'm tired, is fulfilling a prophecy because someone else said it once in a poem. There is no evidence of what you're saying because there's no Jewish sources saying that this verse in and of itself at all or anywhere else in this chapter points to Muhammad, right? You have no early Christian scholars connecting Isaiah 29 to a future Arab prophet. You're not going to find any because it's not there. Now, your own scholar, Tafsir in Al-Jala'in, admits that this is a Muslim interpretation that is retroactively read into the text because no ancient Jew or Christian reading Isaiah ever walked away saying, yep, there's about a man coming from Mecca in 600 years. It makes absolutely no sense. All right. So, I will, I'll yield back to you, but I'm very surprised that you tried to allude to that.
Yeah. You said many Christian scholars don't believe that this is a prophecy, but you're wrong. Some Christian scholars do refer this as a prophecy, not as a
which Christian scholars look at this as a prophecy about Muhammad?
No, not as Muhammad. I'm just saying this was a prophecy.
Okay, so then who looks at it as a prophecy?
I didn't say Muhammad.
Which Christian scholars? Which Christian scholars?
Let me find that.
Yeah, okay. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. We love to say the word scholars and Christian scholars, and then when asked, they say, I got to look it up.
Yeah, so I don't remember everyone name from the top of my head, do I?
Yeah, brother, but if you're going to make a point, you should probably know what you're saying. Like, if you're going to say, well, I know this because this is my evidence. Well, can you show me the evidence? Oh, no, I got to look for it.
See, I didn't say I'm a scholar. I'm still learning, right?
I'm not a scholar either, nor am I, but I make sure to have the source material written. So what? So do you.
Because you're inviting people, you have to be prepared. I don't.
Okay, you know what, DT? Listen. This is what I'm talking about, man. Did you hear what he just said? You're running a live stream you're running a show, so you have to be prepared. I don't. You don't have to be prepared. So you're coming into a debate. You're trying to defend the Muslim standpoint. You're trying to convince people that Muhammad is in the Bible. But your follow-up comment is that I'm in front of a computer running a live stream, so I have to be prepared, and you do not. This is your mind on Islam, ladies and gentlemen. I do not now, nor will I ever understand it. To claim that there are Christian scholars that are looking at this as a prophecy is incredible to me. Incredible to me. And then when I ask you which ones, you say, well, I have to look it up. Then why did you say it? You said Isaiah 29:12 is about Muhammad. And when I asked you which Christian scholar said it's about Muhammad, so I didn't say they said it's about Muhammad. I said that they read it as a prophecy. Okay, which Christian scholars read it as a prophecy? I don't know. I have to look it up. Well, why are you saying it if you're not prepared? Well, you have a computer and it's your job to be prepared, but I don't have to be prepared, even though I'm coming in here trying to defend a Muslim standpoint. This is your mind on Islam, ladies and gentlemen.